Hi friends, welcome back to My Life as a Hawkeye. My name is Katie Kozutsky. I'm a senior here at the University of Iowa, and today's video is focused on what are some of the classes that I've taken throughout my time here as a university student, as well as some of my favorite recommendations both within and without of my major. So with that being said, let's get started. Throughout this video, I'll be talking about a few different types of courses. Some that are 1 to 2 semester hours, which only go for half of the semester, either the beginning or the latter half, and some that are about 3 to 4 semester hours, which is the typical course load. And I think even one in there that's 5 semester hours, which is typically a language course. My goal is to give you guys a little bit of an honest opinion on some of the courses I've taken, and also give a course description or click number for you on my UI, and it'll be based at the bottom here for every class I list. So first I want to start off with some of my communications courses. One of the first classes that I took here at the University of Iowa was Media and Society, another being Communication in Everyday Life. These are both under the comm areas, and I found that in both of these classes, every single classmate that I came across was so willing to have a conversation or a study group or, to be able to work together. And I think that's the benefit of communications classes, is you're dealing with people who like to socialize. But I would also say that these classes were very straightforward and set this prime base for all of my communication classes going forward. Two of the courses that are required here for most students are Rhetoric and Interpretation of Lit. I took both of these. My first one was Rhetoric my freshman year, and fun fact, that is where I met all of my first friends at the University of Iowa. Secondly, Interpretation of Lit, I found a course that was more focused on detective fiction, so it was Sherlock Holmes and some of these older murder mystery style books, which is what I prefer. And I think it's pretty cool because even though you're taking these basic classes of Interpretation of Lit or Rhetoric, you're focused more on what you want specifically to read. So you can look for different courses that are more specific focused for your genres, but it was a great time, and everyone's taking these as gen eds, which means you're able to meet a lot of different types of people versus just being with the people in your major. Next was another gen ed that I really loved taking, and I've heard a lot of people really enjoy the course, is Classical Mythology. This was a lot of fun. As an avid Percy Jackson reader when I was a kid, it was great to listen through all these stories and learn the actual Greek mythology terms and be able to learn a little bit more about the culture. It was a gen ed as well, which was great, and it kind of sufficed to credit, but also it was very informative and very thorough. Honestly, I felt like I learned a lot more from that class than I expected I could have, so definitely recommend. Another course that I took for my major was Intro to Media Production, and I loved my teacher for this course. It was a lot of fun learning all the different aspects of media production, filming. We actually acted in some of our productions or class events, and we also used switchboards and filmed. It was a large learning experience for somebody who's only filmed with their personal camera before, but very enlightening to the industry of broadcasting, so I appreciated it. The University of Iowa does require a 4-year foreign language requirement. If you don't do this in high school, you might have to do it in college. And initially I was going to be a Spanish minor here, so I went and took more Spanish courses than I had previously done. And it was a great experience. I really liked their Spanish courses here. All foreign languages, for the most part, are going to be a 5-day program, which is why they are going to be 5 semester hours. I found these courses very helpful, but I also knew that I wasn't going to be able to complete that within my timeline for graduating early, and this is why I dropped those courses. But if you ever are looking into what your requirements are, I love that the university requires this because it makes us more well-rounded individuals, in my opinion. Now to some of these shorter class periods, or ones that were only about half a semester, and they count for about 1 semester hour to 2 semester hours depending. I really liked taking these shorter classes because I felt like I got to know the people in the classes very quickly, and everyone was there to better themselves in some sort of way. So for one of them, it was money-wise, and while this was an online class, I was able to learn a lot about money management, similar to some of my finance classes, but a little bit more particular on budgeting, which was very interesting. And then on top of that, a Foundations of Business, which helped me with resume work. And I had taken this class while I was preparing for interviews for my official job, which was really exciting. So I was able to kind of compare and contrast and make sure that I was perfectly set up to go. A lot of these classes let you complete your work on whatever timeline that you'd like, which is nice, so it's flexible to work with your schedule. If you have a couple of very busy weeks and you want to work ahead, a lot of them are able to do that, which is really great for somebody with a busy schedule. My freshman year I did core strengthening, which was really interesting. I learned a lot about being able to manage your core and focusing on your workouts, being more, I guess, strategic and mindful of the muscle groups that you're using. And then I also took a self-defense class, and I was able to use my wraps for that. And now I'm taking a kickboxing class where I'm using the wraps and then these gloves again, which is pretty cool. I love being able to find empowering classes that make me feel more confident in taking care of myself, which has been a lot of fun, and the teachers are phenomenal. I also got to take a ballroom dancing class this semester, which was amazing. Made some really great friends in the course, and it's very much so a no judgment zone. You'll find that anybody that goes into these classes goes in wanting to learn and grow as a person. I would say the other one I took this semester was cross-country skiing, and I really enjoyed that. Even though we weren't able to travel like we were supposed to, we still had a fun weekend, and it was very physically exerting, but it was good because you could take it at different paces. They made sure to accommodate for as many people as they could. And like I said, some of my favorite courses have been these fun electives, as you could say, because you're working on yourself and it gives you a good break from some of these classes that are a little bit more academic focused. Now to my final and most favorite course of all time, which has been taken this semester as well. It was a half semester course called Life Design. A lot of freshmen tend to take life design, a couple of sophomores as well, and while I was a senior taking this class, I found it extremely helpful nonetheless. I think that this course allows you to learn a lot about yourself and focus on what your beliefs and morals and core values are. The goal of the course is to understand what makes you you and utilize that to find a path that works best for you. So a lot of freshmen will take this when they're unsure of their major or they're trying to figure out what they want to do when they grow up. But I feel even as a senior who does have a lot of job lined up, this class was beneficial for me to look into what has really constructed me into being the person that I am today. And the course instructor was phenomenal, so interactive, and they had peer mentors for the class, which was pretty cool too. Overall, one of my favorite classes I've ever taken. I've taken a lot of courses within a short period of time here at the University of Iowa as I'm trying to get my degree done quicker. That being said, I had to be very strategic with the courses that I chose to make sure they fulfilled all the requirements. I found that through my UI, the schedule planner was very helpful in doing this, as well as my degree audit. Learning to read your degree audit is probably one of the most beneficial things that I did for myself throughout my time at college. You can go on there and check if you need any more gen eds or any other basic requirements that you might need to fulfill. You are able to take a variety of different elective credits, but you need to make sure that those are actually going to be beneficial to your degree. If you're taking too many of those and not enough of your major classes, you're not going to be able to fulfill it in the time that you want. So again, be strategic, but pick courses that are interesting to you. The most important thing about college is to learn from those around you and learn from your courses. There are a lot of different opportunities out there, and I think it's amazing to see all of the different choices each semester. Be aware, some courses are only offered in fall semester, some are only offered in spring, some are only offered for short periods of time, and some go really quick. It's fun to find these classes and find these little hidden gems here and there. I think the most important thing that I've learned is be strategic when you plan these things and enjoy it as much as you can. Thanks for listening to me today. I know filming in a car is a little different, but I have a renovation going on in my apartment today and I could not film without hammering going on. I hope you guys are doing great, and thanks again for tuning in to My Life as a Hawkeye. I'll see you next time.